This is the HeadRush Podcast with Paul Frase and Corey Berry.
Welcome to the HeadRush Podcast, and stop what you're doing. Please listen. You're going to be blown away at the message that we're going to deliver today. It's something that happened
this morning.
Believe me, you're going to want to listen. So, I'm Paul Frase. I played 11 years in the NFL, and Corey Berry rode 9 years in professional rodeo. At the HeadRush Podcast, we talk about everything related to brain trauma and brain health and wellness. We focus on traumatic brain injury sustained through repeated head impacts, RHI, and repeated blast exposure for our men and women who serve in the armed forces. We talk about traumatic encephalopathy. We talk about CTE. We talk about, we cover how traumatic brain injuries can and will cause mental health issues such as depression, addiction, lack of executive function, memory loss, even suicide ideation, as well as degenerative neurological issues. Our mantra is how to cope and find hope. And we focus our energy on finding therapies and sharing hope through education by raising awareness. Corey, what happened this morning?
Trump happened.
Well, an executive order happened.
Yeah. Trump signed an executive order, and Texas did a $50 million grant already for the study of Ibogaine. Well, Brian Hubbard of Ibogaine, or Americans for Ibogaine, the CEO, Brian Hubbard, got involved with Dr. Oz and everybody, and Joe Rogan. They got to Trump, and Trump signed an executive order today to have the FDA.
Basically, the executive order was saying that it is legal to study psychedelics and find out if they help. And it's nationwide. The FDA they're seeking FDA approval for a medicinal purpose for, in particular, a drug, a plant-based medicine called Ibogaine. Corey, in this executive order, it was big time. I've never seen anything like it. And basically it
changed the law from 1970.
From 1970, which was instituted by the Nixon gang. So, what it does is it allows these psychedelics to be studied to find out how they work and if they can help in situations of PTSD, addiction, one of the
depression.
Let's go into who was there behind President Trump. We had doctors, we had NIH people, we had Bobby Kennedy, we had the military represented. Who were those? You already mentioned the one, the Citizens for
Brian Hubbard,
Americans
for Ibogaine CEO. Morgan Luttrell.
Who is Morgan Luttrell and Marcus Luttrell?
And they're badass SEALs.
They're Navy SEALs. So what was
and Marcus Luttrell actually has gone through the Ibogaine and have seen tremendous results.
So what
Morgan's a senator.
Morgan's
a congressman.
Okay, and Marcus Luttrell actually was involved in as a SEAL in the
lone survivor.
So we're talking about people that, and then there was 2 or 3 other.
Right. I think SEALs. Matt was there, and then another one was there.
Okay, and we're talking Dr. Oz. We're talking two
Bobby Kennedy, that other doctor, from the NIH.
Yeah, and there was 2 brilliant women physicians and doctors and researchers that have been in this. One of the doctors, women researchers, she actually was a doubter 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes.
And now she's seen so much data come through. She's a believer, and she believes in studying and finding out how this, in particular Ibogaine, this was a big focus. Ibogaine was a big
Well, you know how it got started.
Talk to me.
State of Texas, Governor Rick Perry
Right.
He went through Ibogaine, and he's been working tremendously with Trevor D'Ambio, with Marcus Luttrell, with Brian Hubbard, with everyone. And it got to Trump, and Trump got to hear the stories and what has changed in people's lives and the addiction. And Trump pretty said, "Why haven't we done this already?"
Mm-hmm. And interestingly, one of the questions from the press after about 20-minute presentation was, well, didn't we know about this in the first administration, Trump administration? And his answer was, well, I never heard about this. I've been hearing about this for about the last year. And did you say Joe Rogan? I think it was Joe Rogan was the one that actually presented it to President Trump recently. And he was mentioning,
Right.
yeah, he was,
Because he just had Rick Perry and Brian Hubbard on the podcast talking about Ibogaine.
exactly.
And it's a huge thing for us because Ambio Life Sciences is sponsoring the HeadRush Podcast. And me and Paul are actually going to go to Tijuana August 3rd and what's the word? Partake?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's partaking in plant-based medicine,
Right.
and now the America is open. The United States, and the medical field in the United States is open to finding ways to research it safely and effectively, and to find out what benefits there are. And one of the things that the president was saying is he was saying, he was asking the gentleman, the Navy SEALs standing to his left,
Right.
behind him, you've done it? Oh, how did it work? And one of the gentlemen said, it saved my marriage, it saved me from divorce, it saved my children, and it saved my life.
He was going to kill himself the next week.
Right. Exactly. So, wow. And this, we were talking about it was instituted 60 years ago, 50 or 60 years ago, and it was basically to it's been overturned, and the medical community is going to be free to study the benefits or the problems with plant-based medicine.
Well, that, and it's also going into the right to try.
Stop. CTE.org proudly sponsors the HeadRush Podcast.
Karen and Doug Ziegel, they are founders. Karen founded the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation, and they are one of the most comprehensive websites regarding repeated head impacts and chronic traumatic encephalopathy. They work with legislature. They've been doing this for about 10 years.
They're the grandparents of CTE in my book. So don't knock it. StopCTE.org.
And where you sign saying you're not going to hold the government liable, you're not going to hold the doctors liable. It's a right to try. But Dr. Oz said that he's going to have it in the program by the end of the year to start testing. So they're going to expedite this and really get it moving and pushing. And Trump also put in $50 million towards the research.
Okay.
So if you
federally?
Yeah, federally.
Okay.
Fed 50 million grant for the research. So, I mean, I think this is going to move mountains. This is such a huge step forward that I just.
Well, it substantiates what the research is showing already.
Right.
And it validates, okay, this research, and they've done, I mean, one of the most recent research articles, medical papers was, I heard Chase Hughes, he's on social media, but he was in the armed forces for a number of years. Yeah. And he talked about, Cornell did a study of psilocybin, and they were able to use a tracer. They actually used the rabies part of the rabies virus. They obviously separated it so it was not dangerous anymore, but it would actually cross the brain-blood barrier, and it was used as a tracker, and it actually can show real-time dendritic growth and brain matter growth while somebody is using psilocybin. And they also, through that study, they studied the fact that and dendritic growth could be called neuroplasticity, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. And BDNF, which we actually just talked with Dr. Amen about, is neither bad nor good. It just follows your lead. That's what he says. And he explained that if you have a positive attitude, and they should be sure if you're using microdosing or anything, testing your psilocybin. And we are not suggesting to test psilocybin. Talk to your doctors, talk to your physicians. We are not doctors. And but it's actually better if you're in a good mood, in a good positive mood, than a bad and negative mood.
Right.
Because that bad and negative mood can actually detract from the benefits that you can derive from dendritic growth, new dendrites, new connections in the brain.
So when I go to Tijuana, I got to be in a good mood.
You got to be in a good mood.
Dude, we're going to be in the ocean in a beautiful setting, and the other parts I'm not too sure about. I've never done psychedelics before in my life, so I have no clue what to experience.
Right. Well, you're going to be studied up on it, and it's nothing to go into blindly. And one of the exciting things today is that people, again, we heard some unbelievable stories of lives changed, and one dose. So Joe Rogan was talking about the opiate epidemic, and I think he said 80,000 lives were lost in 2022 or 2021. Right. 80,000 lives were lost to the opiate epidemic, and some of the people that have used Ibogaine in one dose, they are seeing incredible results that they don't need. They're off alcohol. One of the gentlemen, again, that President Trump asked, the one gentleman was off alcohol, off opiates. And so...
Well, heck, didn't your girlfriend, Kaylin, take someone to do Ibogaine for opiates?
He was on heroin. He was on heroin, and he's been totally clean after one experience with Ibogaine. One journey. So,
we got to partake and take a journey. I don't think them words would have ever came out of my mouth before. But this new executive order, I know a lot of people out there don't like Trump. I know a lot of people are not liking the Maha movement. But when you can make changes that'll help, because there's an 80% failure rate on your first time trying an SSRI. And they even talked about it in the executive orders. And Trump was like, well, they take depressants. Do they work? And everybody in the background laughed.
Well, actually, the media person
asked that question.
Yeah, well, no, she was listening to the doctor explain, well, sometimes the SSRI drugs work, but not always. And the media person that asked one of the questions, she piped up, and they were talking about specifically women using SSRI drugs. And the media person piped up and she says, nope, they don't work it because I'm I've been trying them, and they're not working for me. It was pretty wild. Now let's go back to a disclaimer again.
We're not doctors.
We're not doctors.
We're not physicians.
We're not suggesting you go out and do psychedelics.
We're not therapists.
We're not therapists. All we're doing is providing you information, and we implore you to do your own research, talk to your own physicians, talk to your own doctors. And also, there are very legitimate concerns and safety issues when using Ibogaine. They actually, and Dr. Oz talked about it. This is a drug. This is a drug that's administered in the presence of doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, whatever the FDA, if it ever gets to approval.
There's a lot of side effects.
There's
or not side effects. There's a lot of medical that goes into it.
There's health concerns. Just so you know, right now, listen to us. There are health concerns, and when you are taking Ibogaine specifically. I don't know about other psilocybin, other psychedelics. Who knows? I don't know a lot about that medicine. But Ibogaine actually, if there are cardiac issues, or if you're prone to a low heart rate, and there's all types of things. The POTS, that's like an autonomic system, like your heart rate, your breathing, your temperature, the thermostat in your body, the thyroid, and all that stuff. Is if you have POTS, you actually are not allowed to take Ibogaine. Right.
That's what Chris Boyce says.
That's what Chris Boyce says, and I'm not sure about the Ambio Life Sciences. We don't know all of the ins and outs and their stipulations, but the bottom line is it's not for everyone, and you better darn sure make sure that you're. I mean, first of all,
Ambio takes you through their own medical field. They check your EEGs. They do a medical background,
echocardiograms. They have all of it, and they have doctors on site. Period.
Right, and they redo your medical once you get down there.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ambio is very, very. They said it'd be worse if something went wrong there. So why would they?
Well, meaning that everybody. I mean, if something went wrong, they are ultra conservative. Period. That's it.
Right.
Because they don't want anything to go wrong on their site, and they want
on their watch,
and they want people to have a positive experience from their journey. So we're not doctors. We're not suggesting.
Do you actually think you get a positive experience from your journey, or do you go through a bunch of turmoil? And you know what's funny on the Ibogaine? I watched that Waves in War on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You know, all these soldiers that go over, they think that they're going to have to relive the war. All of them are going through their childhood. Not the war.
Not the war. Interesting. In any I have not watched Waves of War.
Yeah.
You sent it to me probably a month ago, didn't you?
Yes.
Sorry. I sent you Quiet Explosions, and you watched it that night.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's the difference between me and you.
I'm going to watch it either on the way home tonight or whatever. So.
On the plane?
Yeah, possibly, if I can get Wi-Fi on the plane. But again, there are safety concerns. The one company that does this throughout the world, Ambio Life Sciences, they take precautionary measures. They have doctors on site. And the FDA is going to ensure in all this studying, Dr. Oz, he's going to be involved, I'm sure, with setting up some of the studies. You have Bobby Kennedy, he's going to be ensuring that the program goes very smoothly. There's
going to be a lot of back checks, triple checks, quadruple checks. You guys know what it takes to get FDA approval.
Yeah, this is not just going to be pushed through without proper testing like some other things that were pushed through about 6 years ago.
What's that?
Nothing. But this is going to have, proper FDA approval. They're going to have the proper tests set up, and they're going to be rigorous about what they do, because this is the first time it's happened in 60 or 70 years, and they're going to make sure that they do it correctly, they do it right.
And we got a mental health pandemic. Even the NIH said that. Right now, we're in the middle of a mental health pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And if this can help, I mean, we're talking breaking records. And I have not heard of any one person that came out of Ibogaine being negative.
Mm-hmm.
And said, it didn't work for me.
Yeah, I think one of the most important, one of the doctors that was there, standing to President Trump's right, he was mentioning some of the dire statistics of suicide, and I think it was the second largest cause of death for a certain age group.
I don't remember.
But don't quote us on anything, but
on anything.
Yeah.
Don't ever quote us. No.
We're not doctors. It was a monumental day. It was really it was quite an experience to watch an executive order that was so controversial for years and years and years, and then the science has caught up with the controversy, and the science has validated the fact that there are too many people benefiting from their journeys, psilocybin, whatever, and the science has caught up that psilocybin actually causes dendritic growth in the brain. Back up, be positive when you take a journey or you microdose. And the microdosing, you don't take a journey per se, but the microdosing actually, that they have proven that it causes growth in your brain.
Right.
And so all of this scientific data is piled up to the point where the FDA cannot deny the possible plausibility of plant-based medicine being a benefit to somebody that's taking opiates 3 or 4 pills a day, and they're in danger of losing their lives.
Well, we finally got doctors that are paying attention to the Maha movement.
This episode of the HeadRush Podcast is brought to you by our personal doctor and team of doctors, Dr. Mizell DeMayo, and she's with the Paradise Behavioral Health, and we are in the
Brainwell program, which is also part of the Millennium Health Center. Dr. Mark Gordon, you've seen him on Joe Rogan and even on our show, the HeadRush Podcast, and hormones. And Mizell is awesome. We love her.
She's our doctor of psychiatry. She works the Mark Gordon program with the hormones, and she adds her twist of genetics, and it basically is melding two wonderful mediums together, and we're getting great help from Dr. Mizell DeMayo.
So please check out her website at paradisebehavioral.com. Look up the Brainwell program. Get involved.
She's sponsoring us. They're sponsoring us for the next year, so we are excited to have them on board and shout the good news to everybody that is watching these broadcasts. So,
is she helping you, Paul?
Absolutely.
She's helping me. So go check her out. ParadiseBehavioralHealth.com.
And the Maha movement, I think, is going to change a lot of things, because when it comes to brain injuries, when it comes to TBIs, there's not a lot out there for help. You go look at the Dr. Amons, who will be coming on the HeadRush Podcast. We filmed him yesterday. You got Mark Gordon with the Millennium Health Protocol. You got red light therapy, V-Light with red light therapy, and Peter Adams out there, Enrico Petrini, Larry Karzabacker of the red light. All of this stuff isn't covered by insurance. But it's been proven time and time again to work. And you look at it, there's got to be a point to where the science is catching up. And I think with this executive order today on psychedelics, would you have ever thought that executive order would have came out saying that, yeah, let's study psychedelics in Ibogaine?
No. You hear about it in psychological experiments in the 60s and 70s when the drugs were not outlawed. I mean, you hear about, psychological tests and evaluations, and I don't think there were clinical trials. Maybe they were, but probably, there was a drug that was popular, very popular, probably in the 90s and the 2000s was the ecstasy stuff, right? The ecstasy.
I don't know.
It's I think it was like a crystallized heroin or something like that, but it was, I don't know if they called it the love drug or whatever, but they, in psychological evaluations and psychologists would actually use it in their clinics. And I think it was to actually use between couples and see if they could get along better than they did off the ecstasy. I don't know, but this again, the bottom line is the scientific evidence that the plant-based medicine, the psilocybin and the ibogaine works for some people is overwhelmingly robust enough for this executive order to be overturned in legislation from 60 years ago and give the doctors the ability
To research. Now, an executive order is only while Trump is president.
Yeah,
if another president comes in, he can rescind all the executive orders. It has to go through Congress to become law.
Okay.
So his executive orders, and all presidents do them, and they do quite a few of them. And I heard about this Ibogaine executive order a few days ago.
Okay.
And it came to fruition today. And it's amazing. But we also got to remember, executive orders can be erased by a stroke of a pen. And so the backing of the congressmen like Morgan Luttrell, like Rick Perry's no
longer in politics.
Right. And the other ones in office that have been fighting for this for years, maybe now have an avenue to take this down the road, and once the research is done and get it legal. Is my thought process, and get it through Congress. But no, it's just an executive order, people. This thing can be rescinded at the stroke of a pen by any president. And that's what people need to really understand about executive orders. It's kind of like when Biden came in after Trump's first, he rescinded like 91 executive orders by the stroke of a pen. On day one, he went, gone.
Right.
So the next president can do the same thing. And we got 3 years. I don't think Trump's going to rescind his own executive order. So we got 3 years. And I think in them 3 years, we'll get leaps and bounds.
And one of the things that was very interesting, because physicians were very well represented at this executive order, and they were welcomed and even encouraged to talk about the executive order. And one of the things was it was pretty fascinating because they were guarded. They were hopefully optimistically hopeful, right? They have seen enough evidence of positive results that to know, and data, scientific data, to know this must be studied, because if we could solve an opiate epidemic, or we could solve depression, deep depression, and we could increase the maybe we know SSRI drugs are 75% failure rate, and maybe using a plant-based medicine along with an SSRI drug, maybe it will enhance the effectiveness of the drug. So I'm sure all of that is going to be researched. Again, this is not allowing us people to just go out and do Ibogaine. This is not the like marijuana, the medicinal marijuana.
Right.
Medicinal marijuana is light years ahead of where we are today with psilocybin or Ibogaine. You cannot go to a distributor, a dispensary, and say, I would like my Ibogaine now because they just signed an executive order.
Right.
No,
No, you got to do. There's a lot.
There's probably years of research.
I'm looking at it right here. It says on April 18th, 2026, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order designed to accelerate research, clinical trials, potential regulatory approval of psychedelic drugs with a specific focus on Ibogaine for treating mental health conditions such as PTSD and addiction in veterans. Key aspects of the executive order and associated actions include FDA acceleration. The order directs the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to expedite the review of Ibogaine and other psychedelics such as psilocybin for medical use. Federal funding. The administration announced a $50 million investment in federal research into Ibogaine. The Right to Try Act. The order directs the FDA and DEA to consider adding Ibogaine as a therapy under the Right to Try Act, allowing terminally ill patients access to treatment still under review. Rescheduling potential. The order instructs the Attorney General to explore rescheduling psychedelics that successfully complete the FDA Phase 3 trials. Veterans Focus. The initiative is driven by reports from U.S. military veterans who have found success treating combat-related PTSD with Ibogaine in foreign clinics. Background and context. Legal status. As of the order, Ibogaine is classified as a Schedule I substance in the U.S., making it largely illegal and restricting research. Advocacy. The move followed advocacy from high-profile individuals, including podcast host Joe Rogan and former Texas Governor Rick Perry. Safety concerns. While proponents highlight its efficiency, Ibogaine carries risk of heart rhythm issues, and the FDA has not yet approved it in any therapeutic use due to limited safety data. And state action. The federal move complements state-level initiatives such as the 2025 Texas law that allocated $50 million for similar research. The order is seen as a major shift in federal policy, with advocates declaring an end to the federal prohibition in psychedelic medicine research. So that's it in a nutshell.
That's great. Thank you for reading that. That was fantastic, and it was really, really cool to witness. I haven't seen a lot of government official business. I don't sit there and watch cable TV and watch and I don't watch a lot of the news. And it was really fascinating. If anybody has the opportunity to Google or look on YouTube, I'm sure it's up there.
Yeah, you can go to Fox News, CNN. You can go anywhere and watch it.
Right, it was pretty fascinating. And watch the whole thing. Well, it was about 15 or 20.
Go to HeadRush Podcast. It's on it.
What do we have the link? We have a link already?
Yeah, Chris
Okay.
already put it in.
Really?
Yeah.
You go to
My wife was texting Chris while it was happening.
Go to HeadRush Podcast website, right? HeadRush
No, not the website. Facebook.
Facebook. Go to the HeadRush Podcast Facebook, and you can actually watch it.
And while you're there, click, like, share, follow, subscribe, comment. And if you have any questions, let us know and we'll answer them. We answered the question on guardian caps on what we thought about guardian caps.
Yeah, that they're safe and they're what this. Sorry, I digress. The guardian caps do not protect children or adult NFL players from sustaining head trauma and repeated head impacts.
Thank you.
Period.
It's snake oil.
Yeah, exactly.
You can put a tank on your head, but your
Anthony
brain is
Davis.
still going to move.
Anthony Davis he was the Notre Dame killer from USC. He was in Quiet Explosions. He's been a client of Dr. Amon's for 19 years.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Dr. Amon's seen 300 to 400 NFL patients.
Right. Yeah, he's done almost 400 spec scans, and he said they're not good. What did he say about the rodeo spec scans?
It ain't good. It ain't good. He's got quite a few of them, and he just says all of them ain't good.
Yeah.
But
he said it can be better. We don't have to accept the brain we have right now. We can get better now.
Did he say it will get back to normal?
No. He said emphatically, to your point, you'll never get back to what you were like at 20 or 30 years old, but you can make it better than what it is if you follow the right regimen. You give it a neuropermissive environment, so you could give it the
Positive thinking.
He talked about omega-3s. He talked about a multivitamin. He talked about some
brain boost.
Yeah, neurotropics or whatever you would talk. Explain that to help feed the brain what it needs. So
speaking of neurotropics, my NeuroShield should be in the post office.
Oh, I'm sure you
from Dr. Gordon.
That's right. Millennium Health Sciences
at millenniumhealthstore.com. And if you put in HeadRush 91 and you put the code in, you get a discount.
Exactly. Yeah. And in tbihelpnow.org, you can get to that store, Millennium Health Store as well.
Also go to stopcte.org.
Our friends at Don't Knock It, stopcte.org, the Patrick Risha Awareness for Foundation for CTE Awareness.
And they got it. Well, they did us and interviewed us for the coaches.
Yep. They have it. Go on their stopcte.org and go on their website, and they have so much information. They have a comprehensive website about CTE, how you can learn to live with it, and how you can learn to avoid getting it. They're great. Paradise Behavioral Health, our Dr. Mizelle DeMaio. She does the Brainwell program. She's coming out with some AI technology that incorporates the Millennium Health protocol and her Brainwell program. Gosh, Lord, I need some more. I need some more of that. Anyway, and so we're just excited. Obviously, our new sponsor, Ambio Life Sciences. Anybody else right now? We're talking to
V-Light for me.
V-Light.
That's for me.
Okay, for the red light therapy. Yeah. So.
And if you go to stopcte.org.
Oh gosh. What?
Paul's face is on the very front.
But biting a gummy bear. Just kidding.
If you've been told it's all in your head, but deep down you know something is wrong, listen closely. Brain fog, depression, anxiety, irritability, even PTSD. These are not just mental issues. They may be signals of neuroinflammation and hormonal disruption, root causes that traditional medicine often ignores. At the Millennium Health Centers, founded by Dr. Mark Gordon, they have helped veterans, athletes, and everyday people restore brain function using a medical process called the Millennium Protocol. Take their free brain health assessment at tbihelpnow.org and discover if inflammation, not weakness, is holding you back. You're not broken, you're unbalanced, and balance can be restored.
Just kidding. Hey, this has been a fantastic episode and a very informative episode. Again, we're not doctors. We're not suggesting you go out and try Ibogaine, psilocybin, or anything without talking to your physicians, your doctors, whoever your healthcare professionals are. We're to the moon and back about this executive order, and the fact that scientific data has been robust enough to spur on this executive order to increase research nationwide. And interestingly, President Trump mentioned something that this is going to open doors probably worldwide for many other countries.
Oh, yeah.
Who are interested in studying
Right.
the effects of
we lead the way,
Yeah.
like the Army.
Yeah.
Rangers lead the way. If you're a U.S. Ranger, that's what my brother always said. Rangers lead the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so America leads the way on this one, and well, on most things, but on this one, yes. I do want to give a special shout out to Mac Parkman, September 16th, and
Bruce Parkman, father, Mac Parkman Foundation.
Right, they're having their third annual international summit in Tampa Bay, Florida, September 16th and 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And the week before, I don't know the dates, but the week before, you're going to see me and Paul Frase at a celebrity softball game,
right?
Fundraiser
in Dallas, right? Or
Frisco.
Frisco?
Yeah, we're going to go to Frisco. Mike Dempsey will be there. Jim McMahon will be there. A lot of guys will be there.
Are we gonna do an episode of the HeadRush podcast or no?
He gave us permission to.
Did he?
Yeah, we just got to get it scheduled.
Okay. All right.
And put up our banners. And if you want to donate to the HeadRush Foundation, we're working on building the website right now. If you want to donate, you can reach out to myself or Paul, and we can send you a PayPal link, and you can donate. And I think TK Klun, don't quote me on this, I got to get the specifics, but if you donate 50,000 or something like that, you get free tickets to the fundraiser that we're doing for TK Klun at the baseball game.
Right. And
a meet and greet with all the other superstars.
So regarding the HeadRush Foundation, we are IRS approved. We had the designation letter. We are a complete 501c3 foundation.
So you will get your write-off.
Right.
And if one of our Texas friends is a multi-millionaire and wants to donate about 50 acres, we're looking for a 50 to 100 acre place to build a neuro rehab facility that brings in TMS, that brings in red light therapy, that brings in vestibular therapy, that has a doctor come and visit them. And people can come and stay for a length of time to get better and learn their diet.
And that's what our big audacious
and spiritual
and spiritual as well. Yeah. What were the four circles? Gosh, it was a spiritual, biological. There were two other circles for Dr. Amen.
I forget them. I'm brain dead.
We'll go back to that soon. So
like Pay attention. Dr. Amen is coming on the HeadRush podcast.
Yes, it was excellent.
We talked with him, what was it, Friday?
Yeah.
We talked with him Friday. He will download, I think, the end of May. We got Mark Gordon coming on May 11th.
With
And we
Jeremy.
got Trevor. April 27th. We got Trevor Millar from
Ambio Life Sciences.
Ambio Life Sciences that just got the executive order.
And
He is coming on our podcast in a week.
in Ambio Life Sciences, they actually were involved with 20 SEALs that started in Stanford and gave they joined a clinical trial, and then they went down with Ambio Sciences to their. I think they have 3 clinics in Tijuana, Mexico, and they had their journeys, and then they came back to Stanford to do their scans, their brain scans, and all sorts of testing and so on and so forth. So it's pretty much the first clinical trial that was ever run. But because they had to leave the site from Stanford and go down to Mexico and come back, I don't know how that works. But the bottom line is that was the clinical indications that this Ibogaine, this plant-based medicine, worked for many of those SEALs, if not all of them. I'm not sure. I haven't read
I haven't heard of any failure rates.
Right.
So I mean, I'm excited to go down there and partake and take my journey. My therapist is very excited for me to go do it. Crystal, she thinks it's going to be miraculous for me. So I keep looking at your face right here, and the play button while your mouth is open. It's perfect. Go to stopcte.org and look at this picture, folks.
Stopcte.org.
And look at the picture right on the front.
Don't knock it. Thank you, Karen and Doug Ziegel.
That's awesome. We love you. We thank you. You're awesome. They're with us for another year. Paradise Behavioral is with us for another year. Millennium's with us for another year.
Right.
And Ambio is now with us for a year.
Right. And we're in V-Light is with us for another.
No, V-Light is with me.
Okay. And then when we see the we review the results of your therapy.
Oh yeah. When I get the V-Light, let me tell you, you'll see it on Facebook.
Right.
I'll be opening up the package. I'll wear it when we do a podcast. I'll bring it in and put on the helmet and the nose clips to show you what it looks like. I'm excited to see what that does, because that affects the
mitochondria, which are the little battery packs or little power stations in every one of our cells, right? The red light therapy helps support the mitochondria, and it helps actually rid the body or the brain in particular of waste and inflammation, among 100 other things. So and this they've had some awesome results from some of their trials. So to the point where we're discussing with one of their doctors behind their science soon. We'll have them on a podcast as well. So,
and you're even working on trying to get red light therapy approved for the 88 plan in the NFL.
Well, yeah, there's a situation where we might be able to get some help with the funding and get some help, much needed help, to guys that are suffering from the effects of repeated head impacts throughout the NFL, alumni.
And what is that 88 plan?
Well, it was a plan instituted, I think, in one of the recent, last.
Is that from Troy Aikman, 88?
That was his receiver, wasn't it? No, number 80. Who was his?
Jerry Rice was number 80.
Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin. Was he 88 or 80?
I don't. 80 was Jerry Rice.
Michael Irvin, was he 88 for the Dallas Cowboys? He won 3 Super Bowls too, just like Jerry Rice. Anyway,
but we've got to get it figured out.
All right, listen, this has been a great victory for medicine, plant-based medicine, and let's see what the research finds. Let's we're excited about the potential positive research that they're gonna scientifically find. Period. There's no more guessing. There'll be no more.
But this ain't a miracle drug.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not doctors. We're not telling you to go.
We're not therapists.
We're not therapists. We're not telling you to go
We're just normal guys.
We're normal people, and we're telling you if you have any questions.
Hold it. Did you say we're normal people?
Well, we're normal people that have been affected by 20,000 hits in the head. But go to do your own research, to talk to your physician, your family physician, whoever you use as your physician, and talk about the possibilities and talk about this science. And again, this is research. This is only research, but the door has been opened up for some of the scientific data that is validated the fact that this needs to be researched. So the doors are open, and it's time for a lot of these research physicians.
I think the doors didn't just open; they got kicked open and wide open.
Right.
And I just read it. The FDA is on expedited review.
Right. Yeah.
And they want to get it to the veterans. They want to get it to the people that need it. They want to get it to people like me.
Yeah.
So I'm not a veteran, but they want to get it out there.
Time for me to go to the airport.
You got to fly to Tampa?
Jacksonville.
So we were talking about your Jacksonville. How many NFL players are in Jacksonville?
There's probably 40 to 50 that have retired from Jacksonville that live in the Northeast Florida area, I would say. I think there's probably, with the Orlando, Daytona, Tallahassee area, maybe the Panhandle, there's probably 150 to 200 NFL retired athletes. Probably.
And how many's in your retirement? What is that retirement thing called?
The 888 plan?
No, your retirement.
The NFLPA, the NFL.
Is it NFLPA?
Players Association alumni.
Okay.
Yeah. And
how many's in that in Jacksonville?
Like I think we have, like I said, about 45 guys that live in that area. 45. So.
And Michael, who's been messaging us like crazy down in Houston, is part of the NFLPA down there.
Down in Houston or right here in Dallas?
No, down in Houston.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to find out. You can make a phone call, find out about the NFLPA plan here in Dallas, couldn't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I thought Crystal was working, our therapist was working for with one of the former Dallas Cowboys.
Working with a couple of them.
Yeah. So she's
Dallas Cowboys need a lot of therapy.
All right. I have to go catch a plane. All right.
So
Corey's going to say just one more thing.
Please like, share, follow, subscribe. Go to our website, www.headrushpodcast.com. And our other website that's going to be coming up is www.headrushfoundation.org. Check out our social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. And I think we got a TikTok, but we're not doing nothing with that one. And we're on all the Spotify's and Apple and everything. Please go check them out and do a review. And like I said, if you have any questions or a topic you would like us to talk about, please bring it up. Matter of fact, I got a message the other day about the Q collar. So maybe the next time we'll talk about that snake oil.
Oh, let's.
Is it snake oil?
I know. I've never used it, but I know I've never understood the concept of it, pushing more fluid up into the brain, so the brain has more cushion to slosh back and forth. But when you do that to the brain, it's going to hit the side of the skull and it's going to damage your white matter for a matter.
Don't you got to check, go fly somewhere?
Yeah, I've got to catch a flight, Corey.
So please like, subscribe, follow, stay alert.
And stay alive.
Thank you so much for following the HeadRush Podcast. For all of you guys out there, you don't know how much it means to Paul and I that you follow us. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. And please, let's just
get the word out.
Get the word out.
Get the help out. So
get help out.
This podcast is for general information only and does not constitute the practice of medicine. The use of this information and the materials linked to this podcast is at the user's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Users should not disregard and delay in obtaining medical advice from any medical condition they have, and they should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.